guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Juceila here. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, don't forget the bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. In today's video, I am showing you guys a very fun way to apply your eyeshadow, and I'm also giving you some tips and tricks. If you want to see what I'm talking about, as always, don't go nowhere. Grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, or wine, and let's talk beauty. Guys, I'm so happy to finally be doing this. I actually been wanting to do more simplified videos for you guys, so we detail on one thing at a time. And today we're gonna detail on how to do eyeshadow. So I'm talking about like pretty much what you need for a perfect eyeshadow base, to what brush you should be using, to even how to blend out your eyeshadows. I'm going to be starting out with showing you guys the brushes that is necessary for you to have. So the first two that I'm going to recommend is going to be something like this and something like this. As you could see, this is a little bit more sturdier, and this is a little bit more fluffier. So this is pretty much going to be more of a packing on brush. This here is going to bluff and pretty much blend any of that eyeshadow. That's what's going to be the main two that you're definitely going to need if you want to really learn how to pack on and blend your eye looks. The other three that I'm going to show you, because you know, you don't need to have so many brushes, you just need the right brushes. And these here are going to be detailing brushes. So as you can see, they're very small. They're really going to get where you want and where you need it to be. As you can see, this is a nice brush that has a little fluffiness to it, but it's very small in comparison to this one here. So this is going to be also a blending brush, but in more detailed definition. This particular brush is a little bit more sturdier and it's a little bit flat, as you can see. It's just going to pack on and really create a line. Let's say if you want to use your eyeshadow as an eyeliner, you can really flick that eyeshadow into your lash line. The other one is going to be a detailed, as you can see, it has a little shape, a little V shape to it. So this is going to help you if you want to create a little V or if you want to get into the inner corners. These are all about detail work. I definitely recommend something like this as well, because this type of brushes, as you can see, it's very nice and flat, dense in shape, but it's great for if you're going to use concealer for an eyeshadow base, because it really gets all around the corners. As you can see, it has that little shape going in there, which I really like this as well to get like if you're cleaning out your brows. But I like this if you're using shimmers. If you're going to use an eyeshadow that has a little bit more shimmer, it's a little bit more sturdier and it slides and it glides onto that eyeshadow. Now I'm going to be talking about the products you should be using to give you that beautiful finish throughout the day and making your eyeshadow stand out with that pigment that you choose. The first one that I'm going to be showing you guys is the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in the shade Core. This is just going to assure that your eyeshadow stays really nice and in place with no smudge. Another one that I really like, and I've been using this for years, 24-Hour Insurance by Too Faced. This is another eyeshadow primer that you're going to use to ensure that everything stays in place. And another very popular way that people love to go about it is a concealer. You can definitely use a concealer as an eyeshadow base, because it has a tackiness to it that it will make sure that our eyeshadow stays in place. The only thing with a concealer is that you definitely want to make sure you go in with a setting powder, because once you put that concealer on, concealer is a little bit more creamier in texture, so it can tend to create creases. So if you don't pack that on real quick with a brush like I showed you, something like this, so really make sure that it's really nice and tacked in, or use your fingers as well. Then you want to go in and with like a nice little fluffy brush, just get some of that powder and you want to set that all in place. I've already done all of this, so we're going to go right into the eyeshadow look. I'm going to be using this beautiful Cara Duo palette. Since it's spring around here, we're going to be using some beautiful shades. We're just going to have a little fun, but I'm going to keep it very simple because I want you to know that you can play with colors even if you're learning to do eyeshadow. As you can see, this has some beautiful shades in here, but this here does not have what would be considered to be a transitional color. A transitional color is something in your warm complexion of your skin tone, something that's going to be a little bit more in depth than any of these eyeshadow here, to create that level of definition and dimension in your eye. It does help to have a transitional color, which doesn't technically mean you have to use every time you do an eyeshadow look. It just creates a beautiful definition. Because I don't have a transitional color, just to show you, this is pretty close to my, you know, warmth of my skin a little bit, and I want it to be a little warmer because I wanted to create an illusion there. So I'm going to be going in with the Kylie Tawny Mommy. I'm just going to take some of that because again we don't have a transitional color, and I'm going to create a little dimension in my crease. And again, I am blending this right in, and you can see my finger is a little bit away from the brush. When you finally get the right tone and the right blending, you're all ready to go on to your regular eyeshadow. This is the basic of the basic. Now to the main eye look. Obviously this is going to be a preference. You can choose whatever color you want, but I am feeling a little fun, so we're gonna go and have a little fun with this eye look, right? So I'm gonna start with this beautiful color right here, which is called Bucket List. And because I want to blend this into the corner, outer corner, I'm going to pick this up on my blending brush, and I'm going to start right at the outer corner. So I'm going to pack it on first, and then I'm gonna blend. So I mean, pretty much packing it on, as this is a little bit bigger, but it's okay because I'm going to buff out a little bit too. So once you got that in place, try and keep it right. You see how I'm starting to move my hands away just to kind of blend a little bit. Gonna do the same thing on this side. A little tip, always start small and then build if you need. Now going on, I'm going to go in with this beautiful crystal clear baby blue shade, and I'm going to go in with that same eyeshadow brush. And again, I like to use less brushes possible. I like to try and keep the shade kind of within the same brush. So we're gonna go right into here. So we're gonna go darker to lighter. As you could see, I'm already in here, kind of mixing them in together. So see, you just have to make sure you're blending them together. So you want to start with the darker to the light. And now with this beautiful, I'm gonna mix this beautiful shimmer, this one here, and I'm probably gonna do like a little bit of this, and this is Good Vibes Only. Oh, I like all these names, so pretty. With that, I'm going to go in with the brush because it's a little bit more shimmery. So I'm going to tap this right in the center of it. So we're gonna go right here. Just kind of, you see how this brush is so amazing for that? Love this brush. So we're just kind of creating a little sheen moment here. I love this because it helps me create like that illusion of having a cut crease, but I don't, you know what I mean? I am pretty happy with that. And then I'm gonna go in with that Good Vibe Only on the opposite side of the brush. Because it's a little bit like on the silvery tone, I'm just going to tap it in very lightly, like right there. Just kind of give it a little bit more of a pop. Then with the darker shade in here, which is I believe this is called Hef Light. I'm going to get this particular brush, which is, by the way, I will link everything down in the description box, but this is a Morphe DM432. It doesn't have to be this particular brand, it just has to be a brush like this. You can get really in between those lashes. So with that shade, flicker this in there detailed. See? Now that I have the eyeshadow look that I want on the top, I'm going to transition to the bottom. And I'm going to go in with that very first one that I started with, which was Bucket List. And then I'm going to mix that with a little bit of that Crystal Clear, which is that nice light baby blue. So again, just look up, kind of tap right under here. And you can see, you can connect and go back in if you need to. And always take a minute, see if you like what you see. If you don't, you can add, you can, you know, this is the time that you can say, oh, I don't like, what I like, I can take away, or I need to put more. I love bringing that eyeshadow down to the eye. It just connects everything for me. I'm gonna go in with this Essence. It's like a nice black grayish color, but it has like a little shimmer to it. So I'm just gonna go right in here with my pencil. And what I like to do is with that brush that I had, I kind of like to smudge it up a little bit. Going in with my mascara from Essence Lash Princess. One other thing that I like to do is the inner corner, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is Good Vibes. I love to do the inner corner. It just wakes up that eye for me, and it looks beautiful. So just gonna do that a little bit right here. And it does make it look more wider and awake. And now I'm gonna put on my lashes and I'll be right back. Guys, this is the final look. What do you think? I'm so excited to be doing simplified looks and simplified ways to teach you and to make you approach makeup in a different way. I hope this was helpful, and as always, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure having you guys here. If you guys like videos like this, please let me know down below. I do read my comments as always, guys. Thank you so much for being here. See you guys next time.